Hi everyone! So I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks today of how to do makeup, particularly stage makeup, and I'm going to be showing you what's going to be required for the Mayhem show. So yeah, let's just get started. So the first thing is when you're going to put makeup on your face, it's important to moisturize. You're going to want to go in with a moisturizer of some sort so that you create a barrier between your skin and the makeup, because makeup going straight onto your skin can clog your pores and be really annoying and not feel well. And I want to find a way for you all to be comfortable during the day, because you're going to be sweating. You need your makeup to last you all day long. So go ahead and go in with a moisturizer. Make sure your skin is very moisturized. If you want, and if you have it, you can go in with a primer of some sort. If you're like me, you have bad skin. I used to have really bad acne. You can go in with some sort of primer. I have a NYX pore filler that I use where I have big pores right here and then right on my upper lip. It just helps to smooth the surface of my face and make makeup go on better. So anything you want to do to your face just before you put any makeup, any sort of moisturizers, any sort of primers you want to put on, that's your moment. We're going to go in with a pretty heavy layer of foundation. You want, when you're doing stage makeup for Winter Guard, remember the judges are about 50 feet away and they're up high. So what you have to do is build all your facial features and make them look bigger and brighter than they are so that the judges can see them while you're performing. So we're going to go in with a heavy layer of foundation. Any drugstore foundation we'll use, definitely try and find your color. It's best to match it to your neck, and you can always use the back of your hand or just the top of your arm to try and match it best. And there's a few ways you can put on foundation for those of you who've never before. You can just use your fingers. You can use a damp beauty blender or some sort of makeup sponge, but make sure it's damp. Or you can use a brush of some sort. These are Real Techniques brushes. They're a lot of the brushes I'm going to be using on my face today, and they're really cheap at the drugstore if you're looking for a really high quality starter set of brushes. One thing else I forgot to mention is that we are going to be putting on a red lip, so you want to moisturize your lips with something, because once you put on your lipstick, you can't put anything else moisturizing on your lips, so it's important to get that kind of moisture time in while you're putting on the rest of your makeup. So I'm going to apply my foundation with just this buffing brush, but whatever you use to apply it, just make sure you're patting it on and you're not rubbing it on, because that's going to create streaks and that's going to create cakiness and that's going to create a whole bunch of stuff that's just going to be really uncomfortable and not look that great. I'm just putting it onto the back of my hand, putting the brush in, and then I'm just going to dab it all over my face. Like a lot. Like there's a hearty amount of foundation that's going to go onto my face, because you want it to completely erase any imperfections on your skin. You want it to even out your skin tone. So you know, if for when you're all pretty young, so you probably don't wear makeup on a daily basis, but when you do start wearing makeup, what you want to do is put on a really thin coat of foundation, and to build coverage, add more thin coats. It's only when you're doing costume or stage makeup like this that you put on a lot of foundation all at once. You want to come all the way down your neck. If you find that your ears are also popping out and are a different color than your face, then you'll want to put some foundation on your ears as well. Once you get it dabbed in, you can start doing circular motions to get it rubbed into your skin. So once you get foundation on, you're going to want to set it with a powder. Anytime you put a cream or a liquid, anything on your face, you want to set it with a powder, especially when you're doing costume or stage makeup, because you're more than likely going to be outside, you're more than likely going to be sweating. I have a loose powder. It's by Physicians Formula. This is quite expensive even for the drugstore, but just find any powder and then any brush that works for you. And what you want to do is load up your brush. You want to tap and then swipe and then rub it in, but tap it on first so that the makeup has a chance to soak it up. Don't immediately go in and just start rubbing the makeup off. You want a chance for the powder to go in and set. Going in with more powders eventually, but put this on pretty heavy. This is the best way to stay shine free for the day. So you may have saw when I was putting on my foundation that I rubbed it onto my eyelids, and that when I put on the powder, I put it on my eyelids as well. That's a way to prime your eyelids to get it ready for shadow, which is what we're going to go head into now. Now that we have a base on our face, it's time to move on to shadow. I'm going to zoom you in. Hold on a sec.
Oh yeah, the whole frame is my face. Okay.
So we're going to do a really simple eye. So we're going to use 1 or 2 shadows, and then we're going to do a really big wing liner, and then we're going to apply falsies. So I'm going to be using this ginormous palette, but any, you want like a light brown and a dark brown shadow, and that's all we're going to be putting on our lids. So you want 2 types of shadows, and then you're going to want a sort of small fluffy brush you can use to apply, and then a bigger fluffy brush that you can use to blend. So I'm going to go in with my light brown shadow. It's practically the same color as my skin tone, and I'm just going to apply that everywhere in the crease. Windshield wiper motions and circular motions.
Then when she threw a diamond ring out the window of a black cab gambler, he couldn't take it, but she did, so he threw a hissy fit and he took it out, and he won around and wouldn't believe it.
So makeup tip, now we have foundation, a powder, and then a base eyeshadow on our eyelids. If you do that every time you do eyeshadow, anything you do will be able to blend out. And the key to eyeshadow is you just put the eyeshadow on and you keep blending it out.
Blend it out, blend it out.
I'm just going to do another layer of the same light brown shadow. So now I'm going in with a darker shadow, just a dark brown, any color will do. For reference, I'm going to be using this one. Okay, I'm just picking it up, tapping off the excess, and then I'm going to focus this on the outer crease. Really light touch. Once you get the product off of the brush, swoop it in. So you see how all of that dimension is out here in the outer corner. I'm gonna grab that second brush. There's no product on this brush, and I'm just gonna go over what I just put on, and we're gonna blend it out. Picking up the other brush, no product. If you had any fallout, you're just gonna take that same brush you used for powder, and all you gotta do is flick up. Flick, get some more powder, and then just go over it. So that's all nice and clean. So before we move on to liner, I'm going to add some brightness to our face. I'm going to be using a little tiny little eyeshadow brush. The smaller the better, you'll be able to be more precise. Any sort of light or white shadow. And then I'm going to use a white eyeliner as well. I'm going to start with the liner. This is going to go onto our inner corners, and then we're going to line our waterline with it as well. So into the inner corners. You can make it really stark because we will be blending it out. That's just going to help us to make our eyes look bigger. We're going to go with that little tiny brush and we're going to blend this out. just the edges. You're not rubbing it off, you're just blending it out. And hit that brush with a light shadow of some sort. And we're going to cover that liner with shadow. Also going to take this moment to highlight right underneath our brow bone. This is a very advanced and unnecessary step, but I'm going to add some color to my brows. I only recently started adding color to my brows, but this isn't necessary. This is just something that I like to do. I think it helps my facial structure. If you're interested, I've just used this CoverGirl brown brow and eye maker, and I think it's lovely, and I'm just going to add a little bit to my brows. Again, not necessary, could take a lot of practice. Don't do it if you don't feel comfortable doing it. And definitely practice if you are going to do it. Okay, we're gonna move on to liner now. Eyeliner is really scary. I know, it's really hard, it's really easy to mess up. It's really easy to put line on this and then line and then make this one thicker and then this one thicker, and eventually your entire eyelid is covered in eyeliner.
Just take a deep breath, practice, you can do it.
So I have another little tip that I recently learned. If you aren't getting what you want, try changing the product you're using. I used Maybelline Lash Stiletto for years, and I was always really disappointed by how it looked. It never looked like how I wanted it to look, but I just kept buying it out of habit. But then I found this NYX eyeliner, and it's a different kind of brush. This is a felt tip, and then this is more like a paintbrush. And I've found that the paintbrush is a lot easier to use. So I got better with eyeliner by switching products. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw a line from the corner of your eye to the end of your brow. That's it. Just start with that. Should be pretty big. You should be able to see that, baby. Next, you're going to draw another line. You're going to connect the top of this line to the center of your lid. You're going to draw a straight line. I kind of reach my hand over and pull like that. Boom. Let those dry.
Woo, we did it!
So next you want to curl your lashes and put mascara on. I already have some mascara on, so I'm just going to curl them for now. So all that's left is to put on lashes for the eyes. We're not done yet. I'm not going to do that right now, but
Here's some hints, some tricks and hits and tricks.
and eyelashes tend to be made for more like adult eyes, so you might need to trim them down if you're finding that they're longer than your natural lash line. Feel free to take a few centimeters off at the end. Eyelashes are packaged to where if you hold them up to your face with like the eyelashes out, that's the side that they go on. You'll find that the inner corner usually has shorter bristles than the end. You want to take them out and use your breath to blow on them like that, and to kind of make them tacky, and you want to bend them to make sure that they are able to bend to your eye versus just putting them on cold and them wanting to stay in the exact shape that they've been stored in their packaging. So a little bit of breath. You want to apply a thin layer of glue to the entire band, focusing on the inner and outer corners because those are going to be the problem areas, the problems that come up. And you want to let it dry. You're going to put the glue on and you're going to blow on it or wave it around, but you're going to let it get really sticky. The glue works best when it's almost dry, and that's when you're going to want to try and put it on to your eyelid, to your eyelash line. You want to get it in there. You want to get the outer corners stuck stuck on there, and then work on the inner corner. And once you get the two corners, the middle should just kind of naturally lay, and you're just going to need to push it down onto your lash line. You want to do your liner before you put on your lashes, so in case you aren't all the way close to your lash line, it's black and it's not skin that's showing. So either way, even if you mess up on your lashes or they're all kind of crooked, it'll be okay because the liner will hide the lash line for the most part. And again, the judges are 50 feet away. It'll be fine. Alright, so that'll be it for the eyes. So let's go on to our cheeks. We're going to be using 2 products definitely, with a 3rd optional product. We're going to be going with a bronzer to add a little bit of color to our face. So just any sort of like face brush. This is a cheapo one from Amazon. Get some bronzer. This is something that's very easy to go overboard on.
So really try to contain yourself.
I'm gonna bronze. And the points in our face where we want to create a shadow. So right underneath the cheekbone, that shadow there. On our temples and a little bit on the hairline.
The lands himself a light and a cell where great handsome bruises, 12 mates banging on the door, the back of man's Lord never sells.
Those, especially those of us who kind of round our faces, we can also take some of this under our jawline and under our chin to kind of create that shadow. Just really keep moving your brush around on your face in those areas to blend it all out.
Blend it out.
So we didn't apply any bronzer to the center of our forehead, our under eye area, our cupid's bow, or to our chin. If you're getting really enthusiastic about it and you want to do some more fun with bronzer, go ahead and grab just a smaller, more eyeshadow brush, get some bronzer on it, and extremely lightly, you can go down the sides of your nose. It'll just create a shadow, which helps add dimension to the face. And then, even more, right underneath the lip, create a shadow there, give the appearance of a bigger lower lip. So now we're going to go in and brighten up the face. You can do this with kind of a light eyeshadow, especially if you have like a single one from the drugstore that's big, it has a lot of product, you can use a bigger brush on it. I'm going to head in with this Wet n Wild highlighter. This is like a Fergie collection thing that I found at the drugstore. There's super expensive highlighters as well that you can get, but just anything that's going to add some light to your face, some brightness. Just going to grab a face brush of some sort, get some product, and we're going to highlight the tops of our cheekbones, the cupid's bow, the tip of our nose, the very center of our forehead. And then the final step is just a little bit of blush for our cheeks. Just get some on your brush. Make a fishy face, and you're going to go right along the top of that contour there. Short strokes. Circles on the apples of your cheeks, and then back toward your hairline. Next, we're just going to put on a red lip. Don't be afraid to apply that color. We are doing stage makeup. We're doing makeup that we want to see from 50 feet away. So it's going to look a little dramatic, a little intense like that. The white of our eye looks very strange from up close, but from far away it's really going to open up your eyes a little bit. So this is the final face. We got lips, we got cheeks, we got eyes, we got a super beautiful big liner. Make that as big as you want. I just want to see wings of eyeliner flying off your faces, and then of course just a little bit of highlight and a little bit of bronzing to kind of give your face some structure so that the judges can see your look structure. I'm going to walk you through the hair next. we're basically just going to be doing a pompadour in front with our bangs and then a curly high ponytail. This is for those of you who can do it. The ones with shorter hair, you're going to be doing something else. Just talk to me about it and I can help run you through it. We're going to put our hair into a ponytail, and once it's in the ponytail, that's the best time to curl it. I'm not going to curl my hair right now because that would just take a long time to set a lot of hair and I don't like using heat on it, but that is what's going to be happening. So you want to put your hair into a super high ponytail. Grab this front hair and not put it in the ponytail. You want to leave this in front. Even if you don't have bangs, you kind of want to leave out this hair right here from about temple to temple and 3 or 4 inches back. I like to use clear elastics in my hair. You don't necessarily have to do that, but please find a rubber band of some sort that matches your hair color and won't stick out. Let's pin back these front hairs. You're going to want to grab a fine-tooth comb and we're going to tease it. Work from the front back, grab some hair, tease it, let it hang out. Grab some grab your hairbrush again. You're going to want to gently brush this back to make it a little smoother. And then you're just going to twist, put it against your hair, push it forward to create a poof. You're going to secure it with bobby pins and you're going to put it in an X at the top of your head. 2 bobby pins. Fun fact about bobby pins: put them in your hair with the
wiggly, jaggedy, zigzag part
against your scalp. That's what's going to grab your hair instead of the other way where this one is going up. You want that towards your scalp. It'll hold your hair better.
I wish I'd known that when I was in high school, God, because I put them in wrong.
We will hide the hair here. At this point, what you'd want to do is curl your ponytail. I'm not going to do that right now. But once it's curled, you're just going to grab a piece from underneath and you're going to wrap it around the base of the ponytail. And when you're wrapping it, that's when you'll want to grab this extra hair from the pompadour to cover it. And that you will secure with a bobby pin as well. Then of course you're going to want to just hairspray this. Use your fine-tooth comb to kind of brush back any flyaways. So you'll just spray with hairspray and then brush. Spray with hairspray, brush. Spray even this with hairspray and like brush any like baby hairs that you have up. All of this should be curls. If your hair is longer, you can use a bigger curling iron, but if you have short hair, use one of the smaller curling irons. It's going to take you a little longer, but you'll be able to get a better curl and you'll be able to build up some more body to it. Once you get your hair curled, feel free to also tease it just from the back. Grab pieces and just tease. My hair is not even curled, but you can see that that made it bigger. We just want this to be like a big curly mess, and then the sleek kind of pompadour, and then I believe we're going to be adding bandanas as well, and those will just tie here at the base of the pompadour. So if you have troubles with the back of your baby hairs like I do, you just want to take those, twist it, and then do 2 bobby pins there as well. Of course, I'll be around this season to help you out if you have any specific questions about how you should do your makeup exactly, eyeliner lessons, and just questions in general. Just let me know and I'll answer those for you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about makeup and seeing what you're going to be doing, and I hope you enjoyed and that you learned something. Oh my god, I can't wait. You can't just perform like this. You need to set your makeup. So I have this L'Oreal Infallible spray that doesn't really do much. Hairspray also works, so kind of when you do your hair, just spray it over your face and let it dry. Just something to kind of hold that makeup onto your face. This will help prevent a whole lot of problems. So yeah, there you are. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you soon.